Hello. It is 11:12. Actually, this is Triggered Care. This is the start of a new vlog. I'm Alex. I totally forgot to do that. It's 11:12, 6:56 a.m., not p.m. I didn't vlog all weekend because I had company, I had a party. I was just very, very busy, and then on my off time, I've just been watching Sons of Anarchy. Gone back into my dramas a little bit, cause I've been craving Sons of Anarchy for a while, but it is triggering watching some of that stuff. Like in the first episode or second episode, somebody tries to convince another person to die and brings them drugs. And that's a little triggering. I have a trauma anniversary. I got a couple of them coming up soon, next week or so. But I think that's why I want to watch it too, is because it's easier processing if I'm just lost in a show versus anything else. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what else. I've been very triggered last 3 days, which happens during busy days. When I'm really busy and I have company, I'm going to be triggered out, I guess. A lot of emotional flashbacks, which are crap. And it took me forever to talk about it with my husband because I was triggered so much. I just couldn't talk a lot when we were alone until finally I talked to him last night, kind of told him what's going on, and he felt better. Because it makes him uncomfortable not knowing what's going on, because then he thinks I'm mad at him, and I'm very much not mad at him. I'm just processing really hard shit. My chest pain is kind of coming back in full force, but it is what it is. So, I took a small break. I had to go do something real quick. I don't remember what I was saying, so I'm probably just gonna keep rambling, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I have this week at all. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing at all. Processing hard shit. That's right. I don't know. It all seems like hard shit, don't it? It all seems like a lot of hard shit. I haven't worked on many videos either last couple days because I've just been busy. And, in company. And all that other stuff. And the party. Well, on Saturday was a very hard day. What was the date on Saturday? On the 10th? It was a very hard day. And a number of my friends who also have PTSD, they had really hard days too on that particular day. A lot of flashbacks, a lot of stress, a lot of problems. So, I don't know. I don't know what that's about. It's weird how we all sync up on bad days sometimes. I thought maybe something big happened. Like mass shooting or something, and we all just feeling it. Because sometimes our feelings sync up like that. So I was looking at the news, trying to find what it was that was giving it. I think part of it is I just wish that it wasn't just already in my head, that it was being influenced by something outside my head. Well, yeah, yesterday I was looking for news and we went out to eat to a local favorite restaurant, and I went to the bathroom. And I was searching on my phone while going to the bathroom for this news, and then I get up to wash my hands, and there's a sign on the wall, like a paper flyer that somebody printed out. And it said, since the second week of September, there's been local break-ins by men sexually assaulting women. And the police department, the sheriff department, and campus security hasn't made an official statement on that, of men breaking into women's homes and sexually assaulting them. And the flyer said, stay in groups. Don't walk anywhere alone. And then at the bottom it said, we're all in this together. And that hit me weird. That hit me real weird. Not just because it's kind of pointing the finger at local authorities saying you're not doing enough to stop it, but also it is saying, look out for your fellow man. Stay in groups. Be aware of this shit. Be aware of the rapist in your town. It hit me weird. And it hit me sad a little bit. I feel like we're going backwards in progress. And that hurts a bit. When I first got out, Obama was the president. I'm not saying, that was the glorious Obama times. I still had my shit. We still had our problems. Fuck, it was during the Obama presidency that I got raped a few times. But there was a difference in public opinion and what was allowed to be said and what wasn't. And that has changed. And the openness of assault and how accepting that is has somewhat changed, I feel like. But I'm young. How the hell do I know? It just feels like we're going backwards a little bit, and I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to go towards my childhood when I'm out and recovering. I don't want to. But it's just something you gotta get used to. Being triggered all the time. Being on the lookout. Calculating exits. All that shit. The world is a beautiful place, and it's also a dangerous place. And accepting that, that's hard. It's very fucking hard, Jesus. I hermited for years. For a lot of years. I stayed inside. Barely even got out to get groceries. For a year I didn't even go out to get groceries. I just stayed in bed. Had episodes. Played video games sometimes. But I just stayed in one room. 'Cause I couldn't face outside. I couldn't handle going outside. And I had a moment like that the other day. Me and my husband had a date, and after the date, I was out of cigarettes, so we stopped at the tobacco shop to get a couple packs of cigarettes, and this car pulls up next to us, and this couple goes in before us, and my brain just started freaking out. What if they look at you? What if the guy who's selling cigarettes looks at you? What if you make eye contact with somebody? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And I just started crying because I couldn't do it, because I didn't want anybody to look at me. It was like a shame flashback of, I'm so ashamed, I can't have people's eyeballs on me. I can't. My husband went in and got the cigarettes, and I just curled up in a ball and cried because I felt so pathetic. I can't even go into a damn tobacco shop. Part of it was I don't really go to that tobacco shop ever. I usually just go to gas stations, so it was a new environment, sort of, where I had to calculate everything. I had to notice where the exits are and how the floor plan is and where all their products are and all of that stuff. And I just, in my brain, there were just too many uncertainties for me to face that. But in reality, I could have faced it just fine, but I had to cry instead. And that's the shit that PTSD does to you that people don't see. When you're crying in your car because you can't stand getting out, you see people walking on the sidewalk and your brain immediately goes to, what are you going to do if they attack you? What are you going to do if they decide they want you? You going to run? You're not a fast runner. Are you going to fucking run? No. You'll try to run. And if they catch up to you, then what? What are you going to do? You know? I don't know. My brain's in a weird spot. It's been emotionally in a weird spot for a while. Well, for a little while at least. Last week I was all about the positivity, and it's like this week I just goddamn want to die. But I won't. Because I never do. Doesn't make that desire go away though, does it? That's the shit part of recovery, man. You choose to live, and then you got those shitty moments where it's like, I don't necessarily want to live, but I'm gonna do it anyway. That's about where I'm at. I want to live for more than that. I want to live for my family. I want to live for the people I love. I just wish I could get my past out of my head. I wish I could get my fucking mother out of my head. She's been screaming up there all week. I can hear her words, and they're just fucking poison. So I don't let them out. So I go mute instead. I've just been a very mute lady the last 3 days. Because I got a nasty person in my head saying mean, nasty shit. But you know what? I'm not going to give her a mouthpiece. Because she's not going to live on through me. Because fuck her. And her bullshit. She used to call me a whore a lot. That word's been back up in my head a lot lately, directed at myself. She bullied the shit out of me is what she did. And I'd go a good long time without dwelling too much on that and just trying to live life and all that shit. But maybe that's why I got all this anger that doesn't go away. It only seems to get more intense and worse. So I don't know, maybe I do gotta fucking talk about it. I actually wrote a letter to her that I'll probably put on here, but I don't know. It's like a vague letter to abusers in general, but she very much helped me write that. Her inspiration. Well, I'm ranting for much too long now, so I guess I'll get going. But everybody stay strong and have a good one. Hello. It is 11:13, 8:06 a.m. I slept through my alarms this morning, which isn't ever a good feeling. Yeah, I'm still in a bad flashback, I think. Pretty strong emotional flashback. Making me just cranky. In a real bad way. I got so many good friends that reach out to me, and I feel bad when I'm like this, because, my answers are short and simple, because that's all I can do at the moment, but I still feel bad, because it's like I'm giving everybody a silent treatment. I'm not trying to. It's just the angry shit in my head is hard to control. So, I don't know. I just gotta wait it out. That's what I gotta do. I'm even nervous about making vlogs, because I'm worried about what asshole voice has to say. Since he's been very active. And you get the violent fantasies, and you get the anger that you don't know how to deal with. It's like I'm projecting my anger from my abusers on everybody around me, and I hate it. So it's been a little rough. But nothing that I can't handle. That's what I keep telling myself. Because I've had to live through worse. Worse than just remembering. But I also haven't been working on many videos. I haven't been doing much of anything the last couple days. Part of it's I got a sick kid, so I've been taking care of him, and the other part of it is just the anger. The anger that doesn't go away. But it makes me feel like a different person. It makes me feel like a shitty person. Because my patience is a lot shorter than what it normally is. And my thoughts are a lot darker than what they normally are. Like I got this cloud around me. This toxic cloud that's just starting to spew out. And I'm trying to contain it. And I'm trying to deal with it. So, that's about where I'm at. Just trying to deal with this shit. I'm pissed that my mom called me names when I was a kid. I'm pissed that she used to call me a whore. I'm pissed that she put that on me. I'm pissed that she put her hate into me. I'm just pissed at her in general. Which, my anger for that woman runs deep. but so does the hurt. The hurt runs deep too. Not having a mother. Or having one, just that mother hates you. For whatever reason, you were born her mortal enemy. You know? So, I don't know how to deal with that. I haven't even played games, and I miss playing my games, but it's like I can't do anything. I can't fucking do anything. I don't even know what my week is like, because I'm too afraid to look at the calendar, because I don't want to do shit. I just want to curl up and sleep for days. Do something to avoid this shit. Scratching at myself. I got real close to breaking through skin yesterday, and it messed up my brain bad. Starts the guilt about it, you know? It's not like people ever really want to self-harm. It's not like that's a positive goal that you got, that you're looking forward to. That's some shit that happens in the heat of an episode, and then you feel like shit afterwards. Because you got people who love you. You got people dependent on you. And you start breaking that trust with yourself, you just feel like shit. Trauma anniversary is getting closer, so that's probably it. But if I have to wait until that's done and over with, I'm going to be like this for another week. Which is hard. But it's doable. It's just fucking hard, and I wish it was over already. It's just the anxiousness and the voices. I've been seeing somebody walk around my house too. Got all this shit that's going on, and I'm not telling anybody about it in my actual life, cause I love them. I don't want them to worry. I think the truth in that is that I love them, and I don't want them to really know that part of me. So it's still selfish. I don't want them to see me in the mentally ill light that I feel like I fall under. By keeping everything in your head, that makes it worse. But it's what I'm doing naturally. I realized last night that the reason why I can't talk well, and it's always direct and blunt as shit, is because I'm putting it through my mama filter. Yes, no answers, no bullshit, no added bullshit, no personal shit. And that's how I answer people, and that's how I talk to people. And I don't like it, but it's just the filter that fucking goes on. My words. At least with this, it's like I'm just talking to my microphone so I can get some of this shit out. Instead of talking to a friend or talking to a loved one and seeing my pain transfer to them. I've had a couple people in my life who I loved very much who got triggered to the point of hurting themselves when I share my shit. I don't want to risk that. I don't. Sometimes sharing pain can be dangerous. That's the truth. But for recovery, that's what you're supposed to do, right? You're supposed to trust that people can handle shit. I don't trust anybody. It's my problem. I don't know. Keep getting the phantom pains of belts on my back. Keep blanking out into a different world. I don't know how to fix it. I don't. That's the odd thing, is I made so much progress, but that anger and that hurt, haven't made much progress on that. Made progress on the sadness. I've cried plenty for things that I don't have. I haven't fought at all for, being pissed. For finally grounding and remembering all the pain that was put on me. And then realizing that there ain't shit I can do about it now. Self-love is weird. You start getting some of it, and then your brain processes the shit in a whole different way. It's like the more epiphanies you have, the more progress you make. You just have to reprocess and reprocess and reprocess for every new perceptive shift that you got. My brain is a bitch who likes to go psychotic when it's stressed out. Makes me feel like my mother, honestly. And black and white thinking, negative shit running through my head all day. I feel tensed up even with just myself sitting in a room. And there's always going to be that part of me that's afraid that this will not let up. This is just who I am now. And I hate that. I hate it a lot. Sorry. These vlogs might be a little bit darker this week. Being bullied by anybody's hard. Being bullied by your mother, that doesn't leave your head. It just simmers in there for a long time. Having hate and anger just makes you old fast. That's what that does. So, I'm gonna try to not feed it. Gonna try to starve it out while it's here. Gotta starve the angry voice if you want to get better. It was easier when I directed it at myself. It was. I didn't feel bad for calling myself names. I didn't feel bad for cutting myself, other than making other people feel bad. And that's the part about hating myself that I didn't like the most, was just how it made other people feel. But now that I'm hating myself less, the anger wants to project on whoever's in the room, on whoever's around. And I'm not gonna let it, because that anger's not for them. That anger's for one person. I can't act on that shit. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'm just gonna make a video about the letter that I wrote. And I'm hoping that will help some release some of this shit that's on my mind. Maybe it will help validate other people too. But this video is probably more selfish than the other ones, because I'm really not going to make it for other people. That one's that I'm going to make for me. And if other people can relate, that's a big old cherry on top of it, ain't it? I'm pissed. I'm real pissed. Pissed that she still has my stepfather. Still torturing the shit out of him. I'm pissed for the scars she left behind for me to fucking deal with and bleed out onto everybody else. I'm pissed for my inner child. For that little girl who was beat and raped and emotionally tortured. I'm pissed for her. We've been getting along better, me and that little girl. But that little girl isn't my angry voice. Gotta separate those two. I think that's where people kind of fuck up sometimes, is they think their anger is what they gotta feed to feel right. But that ain't the case. Your anger's the shit you gotta starve so you do feel right. 'Cause that anger doesn't bring nothing but more bad feelings. Gotta keep that shit contained and exercise it some way other than projecting it onto other people. So, I guess that's my vlog for today. I'll probably split this fucker in half like I do with all the other ones, so this is probably the end of part 1. You know how it goes. Next one will be out tomorrow. Hopefully this shit eases up a bit. Have a good one.